All right, so Jeezy sat down with Complex Music and shared his top 5 songs, as well as talking about how Put On featuring Kanye came together. Let's see if we agree with his picks. Picking just his top 5 songs is crazy. I thought maybe they would do like top albums. When Wiz Khalifa was on here and we discussed that, he did top 5 mixtapes. I mean, Jeezy got a lot of mixtapes, albums to choose from. The fact that he picking songs only is, whew, it's gonna be tough. And I already know I'm not gonna agree, but let's see. Jeezy self-ranks his best songs. Let's take a look.
What's up, it's your boy Jeezy, and I'm gonna self-rank my own songs. Imagine that. I would say 5 would be the intro to Trap or Die. Even when I hear it today, I still get goosebumps. I don't know what pocket I was in, what I was thinking about, what I was going through. When I heard the music, the beat, I just knew what I wanted to do with it. And when I heard DJ Drama's voice on it, I was like, this is it. I would say 4.
Already, I'm like, cool. I don't even know if I remember the Trap or Die intro. But man, the fact that a mixtape song made it to his top 5 ranked songs of all time. Whew. That's tough. That's tough. We're gonna have to continue. Let's see what else he said.
Would be Go Crazy, because me doing that song and having 3 verses on it, it being on my debut album, and me telling myself, you got to get Jay-Z on this song. And I remember telling some of the people that was around me, they was like, you're crazy, that'll never happen. And I got Jay-Z on the song. 3.
When they hear that new Jeezy, all the dope boys go crazy. And watch the dope boys go crazy. Now, see, that's a good record, but that being number 4? Now, mind you, Jay-Z wasn't even on the original record, man. This is revisionist history, and I get it. Like, Jeezy, Hove is on that Jay is on that record, but I remember buying the goddamn physical CD, nigga, and spinning that shit and running that shit back. This was back when I was buying CDs just to hear the single. Before I even realized that, oh shit, this is a body of work. I want to listen to the rest. And that was actually one of the projects that I did listen to the rest because I fell in love with it right away. But Jay wasn't on the original version of that shit. It was a remix. I believe there was even a remix with Jay and Fat Joe, and then that Joe verse just kind of got kicked away to the curb, and it was just Jay-Z. So now when we hear about it, and when you look at it on streaming, it's as if Jay was on that motherfucker to begin with. Nah, nigga. What I know what happened, and nobody can confirm this, but I know what happens when it comes to the industry. Jay must have realized, oh shit, this shit taking off. Let me do a remix. And then as time goes by, hey, that remix becomes the official version because it's a Jay-Z verse. And he went crazy, but I'm telling you, it was Fat Joe, Jeezy, and Jay-Z on that remix. Go Crazy remix, Fat Joe, Jay-Z. I'm telling y'all. Here it go. See? I ain't crazy. Go Crazy remix. The remix is crazy. I ain't crazy though. Go Crazy remix, Jeezy, Fat Joe, Jay-Z. I'm telling y'all, the original had Jeezy on his own, and he stood 10 toes down. He smoked that shit. Jay-Z came on after the fact. It became the official record, Jay-Z and Jeezy. Fat Joe got skated to the side. Hey, bruh, we love you. Yeah, BX, Bronx all day. Bronx your way over there, nigga. We don't need you on this record. Happens.
I would say Put On because of the story that went behind Put On. I had a song on the recession, I Got Money, and that song was featuring me and T.I. and supposedly Kanye West. And he called me, he asked me who produced the beat. And I told him DJ Toomp. He was like, give me his number. I didn't think nothing of it. So he calls Toomp and he gets the stems. And right before I got to turn the album in, Kanye calls me and says, yo, I'm sending my verse over. He went and changed the whole record on his part. I was like, yeah, this is a whole different song. I can't put it on, and plus I don't have time to mix it. And he was like, all right, cool. I let it go. He called me about 8 months later. He's like, yo, can I can I leave your ad-libs on the song? And I was like, what song? He said, come out of the studio. So he played me the same song that was my song.
Can't tell me
if you
nothing.
listen to it, it got the same ad-libs as I Got Money. That song was Wait Till I Get My Money Right. And I remember his mother passed and he wasn't doing any music for a while. And I called him, we just had a real conversation, and I said, look man, I'm finishing my album and I got this record and it's called Put On. I would love to have you on it. And he's like, yo, Jeezy, I haven't did any verses in a long time, but you know, for you, I'll see what I can come up with. And he sent it to me, and I had never heard nothing like that. That was a special moment. Two with
Beautiful story. I want to go back because there's so much history in that right there that we got to watch it one more time. Jeezy basically said the Put On verse from the Recession, Kanye, it was after his mom passed, you know what I mean, R.I.P. Mama Donda. Ye officially or originally was working on another record. Let's just let him talk about it.
And that song was featuring me and T.I. and supposedly Kanye West. And
Jeezy's second album was supposed to have a Kanye West verse on there. Kanye got the stems. For anybody watching, the stems are literally when you got a beat and the beat has a piano, a drum, a clap, hi-hats. That means you take each individual sound, you put them on their own track, and you send whoever's working on it, the producer or the engineer, you send them it individually. So if you play one record, if you play that one track, all you're going to hear is the drums. You play the next one, all you're going to hear is the goddamn piano. This is what allows them to mix the record better. This is in music jargon. People don't even send stems like that, but if it's Kanye, you're going to do it. Kanye ends up chopping the shit up, making it to a whole other song. That song becomes Can't Tell Me Nothing. And if you remember that record, obviously you have to, it's one of his best records ever. There's young Jeezy ad-libs on that shit. I remember the first time I heard it, I was expecting Jeezy to come on and have a verse. No verse came, but you got original Jeezy ad-libs. Listen to the man talk about it.
He called me, he asked me who produced the beat. And I told him DJ Toomp. He was like,
and if you look at Can't Tell Me Nothing, DJ Toomp does definitely have a producer credit on there.
Give me his number. I didn't think nothing of it. So he calls Toomp and he gets the stems. And right before I got to turn the album in, Kanye calls me and says, yo, I'm sending my verse over. He went and changed the whole record on his part. I was like, yeah, this is a whole different song. I can't put it on, and plus I don't have time to mix it. And he was like, all right, cool. I let it go. He called me about 8 months later. He's like, yo, can I leave your ad-libs on the song? And I was like, what song? He said, come out of the studio. So he played me the same song that was my song, because if you listen to it, it got the same ad-libs as I Got Money. That song was Wait Till I Get My Money Right.
Don't play me my song, but my song verse is gone, bro. And then I hear this beautiful music. La, 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 wait till I get my money right. Oh, don't play me that and tell me, hey, yo, I got your song, but I changed it up a bit and just kept your ad-libs. And it's this fucking beautiful ass record that done went how many times platinum. I'm not going to be upset because Jeezy obviously gets some residuals from that. You know what I mean? It's his voice on the record. He gets a cut. He's part of the splits, but that's just funny to have to witness where you're like, yo, come to the studio. Yo, can I keep your ad-libs on the song? And then the song ends up being his song. That is some strategic shit, and that's pretty funny.
And I remember his mother passed and he wasn't doing any music for a while. And I called him, we just had a real conversation, and I said, look man, I'm finishing my album and I got this record and it's called Put On. I would love to have you on it. And he's like, yo, Jeezy, I haven't did any verses in a long time, but you know, for you, I'll see what I can come up with. And he sent it to me, and I had never heard nothing like that. That was a special moment. Two would be, and this might sound crazy, Spaceships on Bankhead with Fabo. I used to hear that song in the club. I was like, yo, I gotta get on this song. I don't know why. I gotta get on this song. And I remember one day I was going out and I just did it. It was just on the love. Like I never went to him and tried to negotiate. I just did it. Gave it to somebody and they took it to the radio in the club. I was just happy to hear me on it in the club. I didn't realize that it was gonna go like that. My number one spot is Done It All on the Recession, and I used to have nothing. Done It All. That song to me is probably one of the best songs I ever wrote as far as just like the cadence and what I was saying. The other song that was supposed to be the single was I Used to Have Nothing. It's gotta be the single.
I used to have nothing, and now I got a whole lot of everything. What a fucking sentiment. And you feel that in your spirit. You don't even have to be a religious or spiritual person just to feel that line. I used to have nothing, but now I got a whole lot of everything. Shout out to Jeezy. This is a unique top 5. I love to hear these specifically from Complex because they do it in a cool way. You know, visually it looks nice. It's an easy watch. The only 2 songs on here that are like singles that were on radio was Go Crazy and Put On. These other records were like mixtape hits, album cuts, phenomenal records, but hey, the average fan that knows who Young Jeezy is won't know these records. A Jeezy fan like me, I know these records outside of the Trap or Die intro. And not that I don't know it, I just can't remember it off the top of my head. This is an interesting list.
And they're like, nah, we gotta go with this, and kind of talk me out of it at the time. And right now, to this day, that song still go off if I'm somewhere that comes on. People sing that like church. We call it choir practice. And I think that it's a cultural classic, means more than me putting money behind it. They may have liked it, but they don't like it as much as when they pick it. So that'll be my 5, yeah.
Wow. Shout out Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy. Shout out to Jeezy, man. Hey, that is a interesting. Let me get this shit off of here. We ain't promoting no Complex shit, B. Fuck that. That's an interesting 5. Let me pull it up here. That's an interesting 5, man. Shout out to Jeezy. What y'all think? Anybody in here listen to Jeezy? Any Jeezy fans in here? I believe Jeezy is on tour. I might still want to cop some tickets to that. Shout out to Jeezy. Wow. Jizzle, man. Jeezy. Jeezy like to smoke. Jeezy like to mix Arm & Hammer with his